CamWorks 2007 now provides support for multiple machine types in one file. Multiple machine types are controlled through the use of configuration. Here we have a part that's already been completed by a milling machine. We need to add a lathe turning configuration to turn the blank for the material before the milling operations. Therefore, we will have to create a new configuration. We will show you a quick, brief demonstration on how to add machines using configurations. First, we will right-click on the configurations and select Manage Configurations. Here we have a milling machine configuration. We want to add and create a lathe configuration. We select the current configuration and select the Copy button. We have now copied the current configuration. We must select this new configuration and make it active by clicking the Show button. We will be asked if we want to save any changes to the milling configuration, which we have set as active and current. We'll say yes to this. Notice in the tree, the example mill inch 2 is created and it is highlighted in blue, which makes it the active configuration. All we have to do at this point is select OK. We now need to change the milling machine to a lathe. Since we are in this current configuration, this one will not be affected. So any changes we make now will not affect this configuration. So at this point we would edit the definition, change it to a lathe. It's going to tell us that it's going to delete all these features and the operations. We want to say yes to this at this point. Now we have a lathe selected and we can click OK. Here our current machine is the lathe. However, our configuration says it's a mill. If we double click back on example mill inch, we're basically telling the software that we want to show example mill inch 0 configuration. It's going to ask if we want to save the current configuration to example mill 2. We say yes. Now CamWorks is telling us that example mill inch 0 configuration is not associated to the SOLIDWORKS configuration manager. This is okay, and we just click yes to show the configuration. Now we're back into the mill configuration. Notice the configuration changes to a turn inch 2. In order to switch back to the lathe, just double click here. If you didn't make any changes to your mill, you can just select no, and now you're in the lathe. We now need to see the lathe stock from the SOLIDWORKS configuration manager. We will double click here, and now we have the stock for the lathe. Switching back to the CamWorks tab, all we have to do, extract machinable features, generate an operation plan, and generate toolpaths. Now we have all the toolpaths for the lathe, and we can post code from this configuration, and when we want to post code from the milling configuration, just double click, click yes to save this configuration, and click yes to see the mill configuration, and then we can just post code from this configuration. More information can be found on configurations in the CamWorks online help.